Do light bulbs produce light, or do they suck up the dark? Okay, folks, I've got boatloads to do, pun intended. So I'm going to try to shoot this video for you real quick. I got a yard I got to get cleaned up today. I got a carburetor I got to get off of a outboard boat motor. And we're just doing it all today. So I want to talk to you about Jesus. Well, I mean, we can, but I'm actually wanting to talk to you a little bit about these pods and rebuilding them, and issues that I've ran into, fixes that I have found, and R&D that continues to go on. So first off, I got to go get these cleaned up. I got a couple of pods here. This one here came out of my device and I lost it, and I did 2 pods this way. So you're seeing the 3rd and 4th pod that I'm doing this way. And so anyway, I lost one outside. And that puppy's been out there for like, I don't know, probably a week and a half or so. Maybe a little longer. And so we're going to rebuild it. I'm going to clean it up. We're going to rebuild it. And that was one of my test pods. I was upset when I lost it. And the other one I'm currently vaping on. So anyway, kind of could use one right now. Yum, 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 yum. There's this punch kind of drink that you could buy in like soda cans and stuff like that. I don't want to say the name, but that's what I'm vaping on. And kind of, it's a red punch, if you know what I mean. And just a recipe that ChatGPT gave me, and boy, I'll tell you what, turned out pretty good. But nonetheless, this is one of the test pods. This was the other test pod. They were both working remarkable, and I lost that one. But anyway, let me get these cleaned up. I'll be right back, and I'll show you what I'm doing different and how I can save you a ton of money on doing this. Okay, back. And before we get started, I just want to remind folks, the reason I got into vaping was preparedness. I was a smoker, and it wasn't about quitting smoking for me at the time. It was about having a viable alternative for something that I could reasonably store a couple of years worth of supplies back, right? Could you imagine the cost and the size of the room you would have to have? I smoked 3 packs a day. To put back 3 packs a day for 2 years, that would have been a fortune, like a lottery fortune. So anyway, I wanted a better plan, and so vaping is what became that better plan. Ever since I've started vaping, I've always been on the quest to be able to do it for as cheaply as possible, and have a good enough experience, you know? I mean, come on. It's not like we're dripping. It's not like we're sub-ohm vaping. If we're vaping pods, we're going to have to make a little bit of a sacrifice with that. It is what it is. But what I want to show you is what you can get in order to have like literally a lifetime supply of components to be able to do this. So first off, the coils. Okay, I had to grab me another fresh pack because I don't know if I've got any more in here or if it's empty. I think I might see one in there. Yep, I got one lonesome coil left in this pack, so I grabbed another pack of 10. Bought 100 of them, and I split them up in packs of 10. And what I would recommend, if you want a lifetime supply of coils, you know, pick your poison, what size you want. I think I'm going to go with 0.6 ohm. And I ordered 100 of them initially, but I'm probably going to make another order, and I'll probably order 1,000 of them. The only thing at this point that you need to get from directly from China are your mesh coils. I don't know of a U.S. source to get them, and if I found one, it probably would be more expensive. So I'll give you the link where you can get these mesh coils. I'll provide that link. I'll also provide a link to where you can get the cotton, similar to what I'm going to be showing you. and let's just kind of get going on it. So, get our coils out of the way here. Now, what I am currently using is this right here. It's from a company, I don't know if they're still there around or not, KB Vapes. I've had this bag of cotton. I had several bags of this cotton, so this I think might be my last bag of it. But anyway, this just is like cotton pads, and I'll give you a link to Amazon to get essentially the exact same thing, and just different label on it. But anyway, they're pads, and you kind of got to look. Sorry, I got super shaky hands, but you kind of have to look and see, and you can see where the pads separate so that you can separate them out, you know, and they will get a little fluffy. But that's why I only pull one out at a time, and I keep the rest of them in their bag in a place to where they don't get messed around with, and you know, I don't want it to get all fluffed up, destroyed, or whatever before I even get them out of the package. So I do got a little bit of that right here in this bag. So and what do we got going on in here? Oh, yep, looks like I've got more of it here. So I do believe, yeah. So what we are going to do is we are going to rebuild 2 pods using this type of cotton, and you're going to see it actually works way better. So let me go ahead and get some out and show you how I get it prepped up. And now I'm going to, since this is my second build of this prototype design, if you will, what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust how much cotton that I'm putting in there. So what I'm doing here is I'm just cutting. Hopefully these scissors cut. I used one of my diamond sharpening cards to try to sharpen it up a little bit before shooting this video, because they were so dull they would cut nothing. Oh, would you look at that? Those diamond cards do some good, you know. Okay, so we've got ourselves a little bit of cotton cut here, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to open it up like this, and there's a layer on both sides that I'm going to peel off, and it's going to be like a real thin layer. Yeah, it's a real thin layer that I'm going to pull off. The other side's going to have the same thing. Little thin layer, pull it off, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab just a little bit more cotton, not a lot, just a little bit. And the reason why is because they were a little tricky to get primed. So I'm just going to pull just a little bit of cotton out of that. Try to dry that up. I don't want to get my cotton wet before we put it in. Okay, let's go ahead and pull us apart one here. Get ourselves ready to put it together. I'll have to do them both on camera, so I'll get one done up. And same tools, pliers, and you know, I just use these to grab a hold of that and get a little wiggle going so it comes apart. And after do that, I grab my ceramic tweezers, pull up my legs. I'm not even going to try to mess with keeping these coils. I'm going to use fresh coils. Yes, I am working on rebuilding these by just cleaning the coils, because folks, in my sub-ohm mod, I might go 3-4 months without replacing the coils. I just keep cleaning the coils. And I would imagine, as long as they're not, you know, too damaged up or whatever, that you could clean these coils up just the same and be able to reuse them. So I placed the order, my next order for coils. I'll probably get 1,000 of them, which would be, I'm sure, enough to last the rest of my life. And then again, for the preparedness side of things, these are good barter. I don't know why I messed with pulling that out. I should just throw it away. Wasting time, Mike, wasting time. Alright, let me get our coil jig. 2.5 millimeter is what I use, for those wondering. You don't have to have a a Coil Master coil jig, just anything that's 2.5 millimeter. If you've got a precision screwdriver that's got a 2.5 millimeter shaft, well, you're in business. So, and those aren't uncommon. Okay, so let's get us a fresh coil. Get the last one out of this pack here. There we go. That was pretty painless. Okay, get rid of that bag since it's empty. And you get to see me fiddle around with my coil. I do not have anything remotely resembling steady hands. So you're going to have to just bear with me on that. Okay, got it. Okay, and you want the flat side up against the cotton. That means you're going to want the side that the legs are welded onto going towards the coil jig. So I'm just, again, my hands are terrible. So I have to do it in a way that I can do it because my hands are just bad. Some days are worse than others, and today apparently they are atrocious. It is what it is. Just got to learn to work with it. Okay, and I think actually I can make 2 coils out of one. Yeah, that's right, I can. Hang on, let me cut this in half because I can rebuild 2 pods with this one length here. There we go, because you only need half of it to rebuild a pod. So what you do is I take this and I fold it over on itself like that. I don't know, that doesn't look like it's very long or like it's very much, but it's plenty. What we're going to do is we're going to try again to pick up our coil. Now that we got the legs flat on the table again. Come on, hands, just work with me a little bit here. Sheesh. Alright. We're going to get our coil placed on there. I'm going to get my coil jig back. And I'm going to push my coil jig in there. Hopefully you guys could see what I did there. I really hope you could, because, sorry. Have to watch my hands. I can't watch my phone, which has the video feed on it. So I'm just going to do like I always do. And I'm going to just get this pinched up here like this, right? And make sure my legs are nice and together. You know, don't want to give anybody any crotch shots. And then we take this piece right here. And we get it over the legs there. And just like the other ones, you just work with it and push it down. Sorry, my hands, and then I'm working funny because I'm trying to work where you can see what I'm doing. So, but I got it in there, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to be honest, that feels a little loose. I might have pulled too much cotton, maybe not. Maybe not. We're going to try it. We're going to try it. So that's where we're at. We're going to grab our little rubber piece here. I always like to use my tweezers for these. I can kind of hold them better. So I just hold it like that with my tweezers. And I kind of rest one hand on the other hand. That way when they shake, they kind of shake together. And you just got to learn how to work with it, you know what I mean? So you can either throw your hands up and just say I can't, or you can figure out a way. Well, I'm not somebody to throw my hands up and just say I can't very easily. Not very easily at all. And there's a lot of reward in that. So, we've got that on there. What I'm going to do is cut off my excess cotton there. Grab my little Plano snips here. Get that excess cut off there. Good, good. I'm going to set this down for a second. And then for the outer gauze, I'm just using this for now. This was a gauze pad my neighbor gave me. And I haven't found this exact brand and yada, yada, yada. where I can just buy it off Amazon, but there's the numbers for you and stuff. I'll show you what it looks like and all that. Okay, and the cotton. I'm going to give you guys a link to get cotton like this, but I'm telling you, the next cotton I'm going to buy is you can get a box of this like rope cotton that I know hairdressers use. I don't know if they use it for perms or whatever they use it for, but it's like a rope cotton. And you can get like a lifetime supply of it for cheap. You buy a big old box of it and got like a lifetime supply. So I want to get a box of that, and I want to try rebuilding these with that stuff. I'm sure it will work. But I just have to get the procedure down and all that. But for now, these cotton pads, they work wonderful. So, alright, it's just gauze, right? I mean, it's not anything spectacular. It's just regular freaking gauze, right? Not the stringy kind, of course, but that's all it is. It's nothing special. You have to have what I'm going to call a reservoir layer on the outside, okay? And what that is that's cotton that will soak up a little bit of juice and have it at the ready for the inner cotton to be able to feed the inner cotton, okay? So that's why it's kind of important that the cotton that you use on the outer is one that can wick a fair amount. So, okay, trim that up a little bit like that, hoping I can get 2 out of that. In fact, I'm just going to chop that in half. I'm going to make that work for 2. I think that's pretty close to about the right size. There we go. Boy, those scissors work so much better. Alright. Where we be? Okay. We get this ready right here. We pick back up our coil jig that has our coil still on it. And I'm going to grab a piece of this gauze here that I just cut. Going to wrap it around like so. That's fairly close to the right length. Just a touch long, but I don't think it'll hurt anything. We're going to go with it. Oh, my jig fell out. That's okay. We just can't get jiggy with it, that's all. Alright, so we grab this. And we get it on. Get it on. Okay, I'll quit singing. Quit singing. No, I won't. Let's get it on. I'm going to have the dog huffing at me here in a moment. She doesn't appreciate it either, so don't worry. It's all good. Well, maybe not for you guys, but... Okay, so now we put on our little condom. Oh, wait, that's not a condom. We put on this. Normally what I do is bend these legs over while I've still got my jig in there. But since I got jiggy with it and it fell out, I kind of can't do that. So I'm going to go this route, right? This route. It's down there. Doesn't that look pretty? It looks pretty. Don't lie to me, it looks pretty. And I'm going to bend our legs. Just don't, I mean, we got to spread them wide open, but, you know, just be careful. Use a condom. You spread your legs wide open. Make sure you got your condom in place there. There we go. I really don't like doing it that way, to be honest. I really much prefer having those bent while I've still got the jig in there, because it's a much better bend. So anyway, if you didn't catch in the other video, the way I decide my length is and this is like going to be really hard for me to show you. There we go. You might get a view like that. So I'm just going to come to the outer side of, you know, the little thing to where that the leg goes down into. I'm just going to go to the far side of that and cut it even with that, like that. It was just a touch long. I'm going to swing it around, and I'm going to try to do the same on the other side. Just like that. Grab my ceramic tweezers again. I'm going to grab the end of that leg, give her 90-degree bend, and stick it in the hole. stick it in the hoe. Now I'm going to come over to the other side, take the other leg that I spread wide open, and I'm going to just get her 90 degrees, and I'm going to stick it in the hoe. And then I'm going to find where the hell I lost my bottoms at. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do, I tell you. What I knock? Oh, here they are. They're magnets, so they kind of hang out together. It happens. So I'm going to just take this. I believe we're good. Let me get that stuck down a little better. And we just put this puppy on there like that. Push her in, like that. Grab our outer housing here. And I always kind of, when I put this together, I always kind of hold pressure like that on them. I mean, I'm not looking at it. I'm going to try it without looking at it. I normally like to look at it to make sure that the little tabs there are going in the right place. I'm going to try doing it looking at you, with it looking at you instead of me. And I think I got it. Let me look. Yep, got it. Okay, let me grab some juice real quick. A few steps away. And, oh, we're going to make that one our pineapple orange banana. Yeah, that's what I said. Pineapple orange banana juice. Yum, yum. Another one I make. Now I'm going to dump about 5 drops down in the hoe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I'm going to get the tank all filled up here. Yup. Put on my cap. Suck it a little bit. The pod. Gosh, people. Let's see. It's on normal. I am nowhere near normal. Let's see. There's power mode and there's eco mode. Okay, because I started out on an eco just in case. Let's give her a shot. Hey, it's vaping. Imagine that. And it tastes good. Yeah. The flavor, doing it this way, using this cotton. Where's the bag of it? Using this cotton, let me tell you what. The flavor, is just spot on. Now, before, with the first 2 that I did have to close up my air once in a while, about halfway, because it would lose a little bit of prime. So if you do it this way, you lose a little bit of prime, close off your airway a little bit, and that'll help kind of draw more fluid to the coil, and just baby it, work with it a little bit, and it will start feeding correctly. So that's why I pulled a little bit of extra cotton off when I did this one, is because I was trying to see if I could get rid of that priming issue. So far, so good. So as long as it doesn't lose prime, and as long as it doesn't leak, you're in like Flynn. So anyway, there you go. I wanted to make this video because I had a gentleman that was having issues with rebuilding them. So I wanted to make this video because what happened was I got bulk cotton, right? These strips from China, and the bulk cotton that I bought is not the same as what came in that kit, the rebuild kit. And not all cotton is the same. Because of the way the fibers are ran in that bulk stuff that I bought, it just doesn't want to wick very well. So that's what put me on the hunt to find a better mousetrap, you know what I mean? And again, I will get this down to as absolutely cheap as I can possibly get it, and have myself a lifetime of supplies for cheap. Because again, I initially started doing this for preparedness. That has not changed. I did quit smoking, thank ya, and And so now I just vape. So I want it to be as cheap as possible, because I'm cheap and easy, and on the right day, both at the same time. So I hope I could help you out with this video, and if you got any questions, ask them below. I'll be more than happy to answer as many as I can. And I hope you all have a good day. On that, Shabbat Shalom.